Hi there! Thanks for joining. This course is Python Dictionaries for Beginners. My name is Georgia Davis and I'll be your instructor. Before we begin, there are some things you should feel comfortable with before we dive into Python dictionaries. You should be familiar with declaring variables in Python, and you should be able to use string and number data types. You should also be able to create Python lists and access list items with their index position. By the end of this course, you'll be an expert in understanding the syntax of Python dictionaries and being comfortable with key-value pairs. You'll also be able to access values using their keys as well as modify and update existing dictionaries. Finally, you'll be able to compare the difference between dictionaries and lists. Here's an outline of all the things we will learn in this course. Don't worry, it looks like a lot, but we'll have quizzes in between to review each topic. So what are dictionaries? When you open a real-world dictionary, what do you see? Words and their definitions. Well, Python dictionaries are like that too. They contain pairs of key values, like words and their definitions. They make it easy to look up a value by its key. So how do we use them? Well, the Python syntax for declaring a dictionary is with curly brackets. To create an empty dictionary, just set a variable, my_dictionary, equal to curly braces. To create a dictionary with data, set a colon between each key and value, and then separate each key value pair with commas. Here are some important facts about dictionaries. Keys are normally strings, but you can also use numbers or tuples. However, values can be of any data type. Keys each need to be unique, but the values can be repeated. For example, just as a restaurant menu can have two items of the same price, so can two keys have the same value in a dictionary. Key value pairs also do not have an order. Unlike lists that have an index position, key value pairs are unordered. Okay, time for our first quiz. What is the Python syntax for creating an empty dictionary? Choose from options A through D for the correct answer. You got it! Python dictionaries are declared with curly braces. Great, let's move on to the next question. Use the following key value pairs to create a dictionary with data. Here we have a restaurant menu with food items as the keys and their prices as the value. Use the correct Python syntax to create a dictionary in the box. Also, here's a hint. Your keys need to be in string format. So your answer should look something like this. Each key is separated from its value with a colon. Also, each key value pair should be separated by commas. Notice here that the keys are strings, but the values are numbers. Also, if your key value pairs are in a different order than mine, that's also correct. So what if I only want to access the value of a single key in my dictionary? Let's go back to our restaurant menu example. Say I've decided I want to order salad. A little pricey, I know, but it's good for you. To access the price of my salad, I pass the key, salad, around square brackets into the restaurant menu variable, and it returns the value. It returns the value of 7. Phew, that's an expensive salad. To modify the values inside a dictionary, the same thing applies. You want to use the assignment operator, the equal sign, and send it the new value. So to change the price of a salad, you add an equal sign and the new value. So now if I enter a restaurant menu variable, I will see the value of the key salad has changed to 10. Yikes, I think I'm going to stick with getting a hot dog. You can also use this technique to add key value pairs that don't already exist. For instance, with restaurant menu, I could add the key burrito with the value 6. If I check my updated restaurant menu, you will see that the key burrito and the value of 6 have been added. Notice here that the key burrito and the spaghetti key have the same value of 6. Like I mentioned before, multiple keys can have the same value. So we've learned how to access values using their keys, modify existing values, and add new key values inside a dictionary. Awesome! Great work! Let's move on to our second quiz. True or false? Keys within a dictionary can be repeated. The answer is false. Each key in a dictionary must be unique. Only the values can be repeated. Okay, next question. Looking at the cartoon species dictionary below, how would you access the mouse value? You need the dictionary name, square brackets around the key Jerry in order to access the value mouse. Great! How about changing a value? How would you modify the rabbit value to bunny instead? You need the dictionary name, cartoon species, the key bugs inside the square brackets equal to bunny. This will update the value to bunny for the key bugs. Okay, last question. How would you add the key value pair Tweety and bird to this dictionary? Using the same syntax for modifying a key value, first put the dictionary name, the key Tweety between square brackets, and assign the value to bird. Congratulations, you've completed your second quiz on dictionaries. But how will I know when to use dictionaries and when to use lists? That's a great question. Let's check out the next example. Dictionaries are similar to lists. They store data, but instead of having numbers as indexes, the indexes are the keys you define. In this example, we associate each of the items in our grocery list with its price. We don't really care about the order of the grocery list. It is way more helpful to know about how much each item will cost. Let's take a look at some of the similarities and differences between dictionaries and lists. Well, first, both dictionaries and lists are a way to store data in Python. However, a list is indicated with square brackets, and each list item has an order. In order to access each of the values in a list, you need to use the index position, which starts at 0. Lists are very useful for data sets that require an order. On the other hand, dictionaries are indicated with curly brackets and are organized by key values. In order to access each value in a dictionary, you need to use the key. Dictionaries, therefore, are useful for data sets that are organized by keys instead of an ordered position. Awesome! You made it to your final quiz. For the first question, drag and drop the correct characteristics for dictionaries and lists. Your answer should look something like this. For our next question, consider this scenario. The librarian needs to create an inventory of her books in numerical order. Which of the Python data types would be most appropriate? The answer is a Python list. Since the librarian needs to have her books in numerical order, she can put the titles in a Python list so that each book will have an ordered index position. Awesome! We've made it to our last question. Create a dictionary with these library books, using the titles of the books as keys and the authors as the values. Here's my answer. If your key value pairs appear in a different order, your answer is also correct. Like we mentioned before, dictionaries are unordered. Congratulations, you've made it! Let's go back and review everything we've learned. We've learned about dictionaries and the Python syntax for creating dictionaries. We've also learned about how we can use them. We've learned key facts about dictionaries and how to access, modify, and update dictionaries. Finally, we've learned when to use dictionaries as opposed to lists.